Yo, happy Tuesday. I'm gonna do another reference photo sketch in pen. I think that would be kind of fun. Mostly, I'm still working on setting this all up, but it's cool. I just want to get this mic is fine, but I'm gonna hook up my microphone that's much better quality. I could probably work with some plugins and figure this lavalier out, but the thing is it's like never consistent. Even you're clipping it onto yourself, and it's just like it's not as consistent as my XLR microphone would be. Anyway, let me see. I'm gonna pull up a reference photo and just put the work in, get some sketching in for the day. Don't really like doing just profiles, but sometimes they're not so bad. Just kind of depends on the subject matter. So, I like this. I'm gonna go ahead and draw something off of this. And that's from Earth's World on Instagram. So I don't know what to do with this cat, but again, I'm just gonna draw in some pen and see how it works out. I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit so you can see better. This lighting is just so weird. Anyway, alright, so it's always good to start the day off with a sketch, I feel. Go ahead and put my reference photo in front of me so I can see it a little easier. Move this back so you don't see the things, because this is such a professional thing here that I'm doing. So again, I always like to start with the eyes. And it is fun sometimes to work with, kind of play with elderly subject matter. I just call people subject matter. What am I, a scientist? But no, elderly subjects, it's fun. There's so much detail in the wrinkles and stuff like that, which I just think lends to some fun detail and like learning detail. And overall, in general, it's just kind of like really fun line practice. I don't know what this dude's gonna be. I don't always draw things exactly as they are. You can use them use a reference just to kind of get an idea of how stuff would look. I like to draw off the top of my head a lot, actually. It's kind of like my bread and butter, but this is just a fun exercise for me. And basically, like I said before, it's exercising consistency and muscle memory. You can't stay good if you're not like constantly moving at anything. Don't care what you do. So yeah, this guy's got some wiry eyebrows. It's funny to work from small reference photos when you're basically blind. But it is what it is, right? We work with what we got. I'm not going to get a new pair of eyes. I don't think I'm going to get a 55-inch monitor just so I can have a larger reference. And I'm not going to print stuff out for reference, so it's just rock it off your phone. So I got a little bit of this started here, so I know where to go from the eye. actually appeared to be like a little bit narrower, which is fine. I gave myself room for that. This is another one, the one I did yesterday, where the eye appears to be really dark. But today I'm going to take care not to hide that. So even though the reference shows it looking that way, our eyes don't perceive it. Just will look like an empty chasm of an eye otherwise, which is fine. You can make it all work. I'm just saying, with the way I'm drawing right now, it wouldn't be the best way to go about it, in my opinion. For me, the way I draw, it'd be really weird if people told you how to draw, right? But they will, and they do. anything you do, right? Like, someone's gonna have an idea of what you should be doing, and that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people have really good ideas. This dude has kind of a bulbous nose. I think I'm bringing his nose up a little too high. He might look like a dwarf from Middle Earth if I do that, but I'll go ahead and put his nose here. Start with the nostril. Just kind of rock it out. It's kind of cartoony. Got some mustache cracking off here. It's just cracking off. His mustache is a party, guys. And then I like to always just kind of do like light references for shading, where the shadows would go. A lot of time, it just depends. Kind of a homebody now, so it's not as big of a deal. But like if I was out about drawing people and stuff, you only have a second to draw subject matter. Not literally a second, but you know what I mean? You don't have a lot of time. So sometimes instead of working and shading everything, I just do stuff like this. It's like a reference. I know where the light's gonna fall. That way, if I'm finishing it up later somewhere else, I kind of already know the light patterning and stuff. I kind of learned that independently in a way. I mean, like, I shouldn't say that though, because it was basically like the paint by numbers. When I was looking at that, I was like, that's kind of rad. And I feel like this really good artist that I like from out here, Joshua Mays, he kind of does that too. Not like on purpose, but I don't know if I'd love to talk to him and ask him if paint by numbers lent any hand to that, but I noticed he does that too. He does it in like a really crazy fun way. You should definitely check that dude's art out. It's amazing. So, guy's got his badass bulbous nose. I love distinct facial features. People get really wrapped up and hung up on what they call it, beauty standards. Your beauty standards, man. I do think we hold ourselves to like weird standards of what we're supposed to look like or whatever, or like clown people for like looking a certain way or something. It's so weird. Don't even do it, because humans are really weird creatures as far as how we look. We're completely normal otherwise. It's just our looks that are weird. All right, so now we got this guy kind of penciled in. This eye looked kind of sad. I want him to look more focused and intent. But sometimes the droop of an eye on a subject could make, I don't know, kind of lends its own expressions. But you can change that too. I always really like wrinkle under the eye. Like the wrinkles under the eyes of the wise people. I won't call it elderly. Let's say it's wise. I'm getting wiser this year. I'm not getting older. wiser, man. This guy has some pretty decent detail already kind of mapped out. So now I gotta figure out what to do to make him Johnny style. No. It is true though. I mean, it's fine to just draw a subject and just have it be that, but you can think of something to do with it. Like, why not? That'd be fun. It'll be fun to figure that out. But mostly it's like pretty fun to just mess with all this like facial hair and stuff like that. It's always a good exercise. I feel like it came down a little too far on his mustache, but like, I love it. Like, really weird to me that people used to have like those huge like Wyatt Earp type mustaches. I don't know, man. Facial hair kind of annoys me, if I'm being honest. If I could LASIK my face, I would. I mean, I guess I could, but that is like the most frivolous, most pointless expense I could have. I like this fella. So far, a decent 10-minute sketch. For whatever reason, that's the shape of the shading here. And this is always like a weird one here. So if I had tone paper, this would be rad. I did say that yesterday. I was probably using tone paper today. But this cat's hair is white as can be, which isn't always easy to portray. But then that's the other thing too. So you draw from references, right? And it's sometimes kind of boring, I guess you'd say, or tedious, painstaking, whatever. It's not like the thing you might want to be drawing or whatever. But I'm telling you, you put these hours in doing this, you're going to be drawing from memory for the rest of your life, like very easily. Like these are some things that I don't really have down from memory. I could draw like this whole thing, but it wouldn't look this way per se if I were to make it in my style, which is kind of natural, right? Like eventually we all develop a style, and we take it from there. I think my stuff is a little bit more elongated. I mean, I guess it still has my styling, but to make it truly something that looks like me, I have to figure something out for that. So good ways. So there are like a few shadows in his hair. So those you can kind of like dial in, get a little more distinct look that his hair is pulled back kind of sloppily. This cat's got some hair, man. And it doesn't even like look like him really, which is fine. I did kind of elongate him actually, but it doesn't really matter because my drawing still looks fun. And this isn't a commission to draw this guy perfectly like he looks. It's not even a commission at all. It's just a fun exercise, so it doesn't even matter. I'm just getting my chops in. I'm getting my, for the 10,000 hours, I'm getting my 29,000th hour in. Yeah, like this would be really fun with the white hair on a toned paper, because these scribbles of like wisps of hair that are kind of just sloppily there, like, would look really cool in white. I think I might use this, lend this as some sort of weird way to do, like, I don't know, some sort of fun thing now where I'm just kind of adding to this without the reference photo. So maybe this guy's got a love for the sea, man. So he got himself a little wave here coming off his hair, or his hair is transforming into a wave. This guy saw some stuff at Laguna Beach, bro. That's what he'll tell you as he's bonging with you by the beach. For whatever reason. And that's the thing that's happening there. That's kind of a fun thing, actually. I've done a few sketches like this where I did one of Ed from the Coral Castle, and his head is like turning into some of the Coral Castle stuff, and that would be a fun way to do portraits. I feel like I'm always open for commissions like on stuff like that. I think it'd be fun to do. Like a family member that's into camping or something, like do something where it's like a self-portrait, but then like lends into whatever else they might be into. That'd be really fun. I did one recently with myself, like our trip we went to Mackinac and a lot of the northern peninsula of good old, we went to Wisconsin, and Michigan. Michigan is where we spent most of the time. We did like a self-portrait about that, which was kind of fun. It's had like my head turning into some of the rock formations and stuff like that, and just really fun to do stuff like that anyway. Plus it's like a good way to mess with surrealism, so. It's like weird because I can see the separation in this guy's mustache and beard on the picture, but like value wise there's not much. He just kind of has that like weird like I've had a mustache for a while, like food stains like underneath. Especially when you have a mustache that size, that would be would take a lot of care, I would imagine. This dude's beard goes forever, so of course I'm going to exaggerate it. Why, you ask? Well, because it's fun. I can do whatever I want. It's the point of doing a morning sketch. Alright, make this weird now. There's now a doorway. Let me see really quick. I like that Google needs my current location for me to look up ancient temple. Does that make sense? Okay, so he's facing that way. The temple door is too. Why there's a temple door here, I don't know. Because it just seems fun to me. Kind of a quick fix scribble there. Get it to look somewhat normal. This is the temple you come to ask that machine from the movie Big any questions that you might have, and it will answer those questions for you. And I hope someone's old enough to understand what I'm talking about. So then, there's going to be some sort of path leading to this secret temple, but it's just going to kind of fade because I'm almost done here. Should have made it way smaller of a door, but that's fine. Then it would look all like monolithic and weird. But that's why it's just called sketching. If you go to the tomb of the mouth of the man, up high in the Andes, that is where you will find the answer to the meaning of life. Promise, it's right there, right under this dude's chin. And then, if I were to finish this, I'd make the rest of this a cliffside, like this is coming through. You're coming through some sort of weird mountain pass to get to this point. It's all carved out of the side of a mountain. Which, with rocks and mountains and stuff, that's what I'm like. I need a paintbrush, because this will be really fast to do otherwise. And then I feel like sometimes with stuff like this, if you're just going to kind of leave it a little bit unfinished like I am, you can give indications of some shadow if you really want to like show that this is like, you know, rock side. This is a cliff side. How can you tell? Well, because he like scribbled some lines downward near it. That's what happened. That's how it rolled. And this is a steep incline. You need to bring your hiking poles if you're rocking this quest of wisdom up to Beard Lane Mountain. So definitely, you know, if you're an illustrator, an artist, get your chops in every day. It's like the best practice and stuff you can do to get better at your craft. Because I don't care like what your craft is, whatever it is. If you put in the hours, like the skill will come. The skill will build. Some people are naturally just gifted at stuff. Some people are super perceptive. If you're a super perceptive person and you're not drawing, you're kind of weird, in my opinion, because you would probably be really good at it. So anyhow, that's how this is going to end. This one here, I'm just going to go ahead and sign it. I never signed work before because I had a teacher that was always against it. She said your style should be your signature. I think I've accomplished that, but I'm going to sign it anyway because I want to. Because basically every time I do a show, someone buys something. They're like, "Hey, can you sign that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I like totally forgot." Because I wasn't going to anyway. Which is nothing against them. Obviously, they want the signature of the artist. It's really badass, but and I'm very grateful for that. But it is just funny that I never think to sign stuff, or I never did, but now I just do because who knows? I don't know who's gonna want this weird sketch, but someone will at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, have yourself a great Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with a new sound setup. We'll see how that goes. But have a great Wednesday, and thank you for peeping game, as it were.